Hey guys, what is up? Ray Mage here doing another World of Tanks 360 review, and today guys we're going to continue going up the Russian medium line, and we're going to go ahead and review the T-34-85. This is the tier 6 medium tank. This is what you will pick up after the T-34. It is by and large a overall improved tank, much better. You can actually slug it out with other tanks. Before with the T-34, you had to be careful because that 57mm gun, it was more of a damage per minute or a damage per second kind of gun. Here, you don't have to do that. You're not as exposed when you're fighting. The 85mm gun makes a huge improvement, and of course that turret armor only gets better. You can sit hull down. I think by and large actually better than the Shermans. I think it actually has more armor thickness on the turret. I could be wrong on that, but it's very good, very effective. I've had some pretty good games with it. But the common theme is a lot of people don't realize these are do-it-all kind of universal medium tanks, very similar to the American mediums. And I'm going to go ahead and show you that in the next game, in the gameplay when I put it up. But let's go ahead and look at the packages. When you first get this tank, you will get the V234 engine, 500 horsepower. I believe that was the top engine on the T-34. I could be wrong, but I believe it was the top engine on the T-34. And you get the 76mm S54 gun, 14.63 rounds a minute, 109 penetration, 115 damage, 2.9 aiming time, and 0.4 to 0.41 accuracy. Overall, the gun is okay, but the accuracy lets you down, and I find that the aim time is a little bit on the high side. That's eventually corrected. Track traverse is 36 degrees per second, and you get the T-34-85 turret, 90mm of armor, 46 degrees traverse speed, 300 meters of view range, and of course your side and rear armor for the turret is 75 and 52. Like I said, it's overall an improvement, but here's where it gets a little dicey, I feel, and some people will go with this upgrade. I don't recommend it. I don't think it's practical. The engine stays the same, but you do get improved tracks, which will give you 38 degrees per second, which is okay, I guess, but I don't think it's enough to justify going over to it, and I don't recommend that 122 U11 dirt gun. I didn't even bother with it. I didn't like the rate of fire, 5 rounds a minute, 61 penetration, 450 damage, and the main turnoff was the .56 to .57 accuracy. That was atrocious to me, unacceptable. I wasn't going to even bother. I stuck it out with the stock grind. Here, though, this is where the gun will wake up, or the tank will wake up. You'll get a better gun. You will get the same engine, and you'll get the 85mm ZIS S53 gun, 12 rounds a minute, 120 penetration, 160 damage, 2.29 aim time, 0.41, 0.42 accuracy. Now you're cooking. Now you're cooking real hot now, because now you have a 120 penning gun, 160 damage. You're punching above your weight now. The aim time is adequate for the most part. I think that's actually about the same as the EZ8 Sherman, and it's M1A2 76mm gun. Overall, very good. You see your tracks, 38 degrees, and you get a new turret, I believe. This is 90mm of armor, 75 and 52 in the side and rear, 46 degrees traverse speed, and 360 meters of view range. Or is that 380? Yeah, that's 360. I'm setting back a little bit from my TV, so I apologize if I didn't read those numbers properly. Here, though, is the next upgrade. Now, most will probably, if you don't intend to keep this tank, you're probably just going to get here, and then you're going to go straight to the T-43. I don't recommend any of these final two packages, unless you intend to keep the tank or you want to see this tank in its full potential. Here, this is where the tank truly does wake up. You get a 520 horsepower engine, you get a little bit more pep. The 85mm DST 85 BM gun, very good, 10 rounds a minute. You do get a slight nerf there. However, 144mm of penetration, 180 damage, 2.29, 0.37, 0.36 accuracy. So you get a more accurate gun, a higher penning gun that has a slightly higher damage rolls. Overall, this is an outstanding tank at this point. The gun is effective. This is one of the very few medium tanks I feel like that can stand and go back and forth with the VK-36 and the VK-30 because of the firepower it's sporting. And here at the final package, this is what I'm using. It's basically a 600 horsepower engine. This is quite a very fast and quick tank, and as I said, the only reason you're going to get here to this final package, unless you intend to keep it, I plan to keep this tank. I think it's the best overall option. This is quite a surprisingly good tank at tier 6. Now, when I say it can stand and fight with the VKs, I don't mean it literally can, you know, go toe-to-toe with one. You got to keep in mind, these tanks do have thin armor. They're sloped armor, but it is thin. It's more to get bounces. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and switch to some gameplay. I'll catch you guys back here in a moment. Okay guys, here's the gameplay. It is Westfield Standard Battle. This was not exactly a great match, but it was good enough. It was just one of those days where I could not get a good match. I either had teammates that were letting me down, or I just played poorly, bottom line. And I've done very well in this tank. I have gotten mastery badges with it. It is excellent. This tank is very good, and as I said, I think it is one of the very few tanks that can unquestionably can go toe-to-toe. Maybe not exactly beat the living snot out of a VK-36, but could go and fight them and can duel with them. The other medium tanks, there's always something about them that kind of keeps them from completely doing it, and you want to catch a VK-36 off balance before you engage them. This tank can do it. It can fight a VK if it absolutely needs to. Let's go ahead and talk about it. When you're playing this tank, you want to be looking for hull down situations. You want to be looking for areas where you can peek over cover and to take advantage of the turret armor. It is thicker than the EZ-8 Sherman. I looked that up before doing the video. Now, of course, the EZ-8 Sherman has a very good gun mantlet, but this is a little bit thicker from my understanding. I'd have to double check, but I believe it is. I was very surprised with that, and that is a common theme amongst Russian mediums. They're meant to be a general purpose, do-it-all kind of tank, and they get sloped armor early on compared to the American and German tanks. They tend to also be lower silhouette, and here you will see this tank eventually take off once I get into the flat terrain. Now you see here I'm doing something else. I see that this Panzer IV and Sherman are going into the town, and I'm basically saying, you know, I'm going to go ahead and fight in a wolf pack with these guys because they're going to go ahead and take the objective. I'm going to fight with them. And this tank, this gun is not like the 57mm on the T-34. It is accurate, and it will hit its target, and it has a very good aim time. Now, the thing you're going to need to deal with here is what I do right here. You're going to have to adjust to leading your shots a little bit more, and here I goof it. I didn't lead my shot properly, and that comes from playing the EZ-8 Sherman so much. I'm used to that 76mm round. I'm used to not leading the shot as much. I got to practice that with this tank. Hopefully I'll get that down before I get to Tier 7 and the T-43. Here with this tank, you also want to be aware of your surroundings. I take a shot from this AT-8, did not bounce it. The armor, it can save you, but you got to be careful. It is very thin. When people catch you on your sides, it is going to hurt. You would rather them take a shot at your front, obviously, in any tank, but especially in these Russian tanks because of the slope of the armor. You can get lucky, and I actually will lose my gunner here in a moment because this VK-36 will pop me. Take out my gunner. That's something you're going to have to get used to, losing crew members, because you don't have the armor thickness. So you have to adjust to that. But all in all, this is an outstanding tank. You want to catch people's flanks. You can see here I can make accurate clutch shots if I need to with this tank and this gun. Recommended equipment. Medium caliber gun rammer. I think that's always something you want to consider. I have it on this tank. The higher the rate of fire, especially with a Russian tank, the better off you are. Coated optics, typically Russian mediums, especially this one compared to, say, the Jumbo or the EZ-8 Sherman, you're not going to have their view range, so you're going to want something to give you that edge. After that, it's up to you. I went with the enhanced gun lane drive because a common issue I have with this tank is, as I was saying, sometimes I will misjudge my shots. With the EZ-8 Sherman, I could get away with misjudging it on occasion because of the high rate of fire. I could quickly make up for, you know, me goofing on a shot. This particular tank, it has a slower rate of fire, so if you mess up, you're going to have moments where you're going to sit there and say, come on, gun, reload quicker so I can rectify this issue. Aim time, the enhanced gun lane drive has bailed me out, but it's outstanding. I think this is a great tank. It is a very good tier 6 medium. It can slug it out, and you see the damage output, very good. That is good enough. That's why I say this tank can fight with a VK36 if it absolutely needs to. But you want to live and breathe on the flanks, and you want to be looking for hull down situations to beat the hell out of your opponents. Excellent tank. Very good tank. I cannot say enough nice things about it, and I intend to keep it. Alright, guys. This gameplay is coming to an end. Hopefully I will have the T-43 next week. I will catch you guys later. Peace out.